Okay, we're going to start at the northeast. For the purpose of these inspection reports, the home faces north. I'm going to start at the northeast corner. Garage is kind of considered the exterior. Crime Watch will come by. They'll see your door open, and they'll call you, and they'll go like, "Your garage door's open." So, and that's an exterior door, so there's something to that. There's a lot of storage in this garage, and thank you. So, as we move on, we've got brick, and we've also got some hardy type masonry right here. Our exterior light fixtures are sealed, so that's a good thing. We've got a little bit of a crack right here, a little bit of separation. Sealant dries, separates, and cracks like that. So there we go. We got a little bit of crack right there. Then we roll around because we're rollers, and we come over here. This is a parge coat. This is a slab foundation, concrete slab, post tension. I can see the rings in here. So you got tendons. We got steel cables running through there, adding strength and durability to your foundation. That's a good thing. Now the thing with the parge coat is that I'm going to have to call that conducive to wood destroying insects. Okay, because I'm doing a wood destroying insect report on this house. So the thing with the parge coat is that it's like a cake frosting. And just because the parge coat is cracked doesn't mean your foundation is cracked. And just because it's not cracked doesn't mean your cake isn't cracked. It's a decorative. Sometimes I do that because they had to do some unexpected work to the foundation when they were building the house. But most of the time it's just purely aesthetic. You can have it or not have it. It definitely looks better with it. So there you go. But the parge coat is a slurry. It's a thin cement and over a concrete foundation. As they expand and contract at different rates, they create voids, and termites are blind, and they like to keep that advantage. They don't like you seeing what they can't see. So through the millennia, termites have been around a lot longer than we've been around, and they'll be around a lot longer after we're all gone. And I hate to be cryptic like that, but they're survivors. And so they have evolved so that they look for quiet, they look for shadows, they look for dark places, they look for hidden voids that they can use to enter your structure. So now on the WDI, on your wood destroying insect report, we're going to be saying that that's conducive by design. Nobody's going to be able to do anything about that. Wee doggy. Okay, so I didn't mean to do that. I didn't come here to tear the place up. So our trees, we got some trees. A tree shouldn't be closer to a slab foundation than 25 feet. We want root to grow. We want root development. We don't want the branches wrecking our roof. We don't want the roots moving our foundation. We don't want the roots sucking the moisture because we are an expansive clay soil. This used to be a swamp in prehistoric times. That's why they find dinosaur bones and eggs and stuff out west of Fort Worth there, and all that sediment settled. We've got expansive clay soil on average. Some places we got rock coming out of the ground. Some places we can dig and dig and dig, but on average we've got about 18 inches of expansive clay soil. Now this neighborhood's been developed, it's been cut and filled, so they've come in and they've moved it, but we still have expansive clay soil, and so it moves. Okay, so now our brick, this is the only part of your house that actually grows, and you'll never be able to measure it. And the concrete, most of its drying happens within like the first 72 hours, okay? But it takes 60 years for concrete to dry completely. The Hoover Dam just dried a few years back, and I was surprised because I didn't think it was ever going to dry, but I learned something that day, and I'm sharing my knowledge. So as concrete dries, it shrinks. So, and again, you'll never be able to measure, but this is continuously shrinking, this is continuously growing. Now the brick and the concrete, okay, they respond to the environment at different rates because they're different materials. So they expand and contract even though they're growing and shrinking and all that, but they respond to the environment at different rates, and so there's always some movement that you never notice, never see. And the pressure comes out at the corners. And then we have what's known as shrinkage cracks. Some people call them corner pops. Okay, call it what you will. I'm not liking this. That's why we're here. What are you? You are wood. There is construction form wood left in here. This is termite bait. Right there, that's termite bait. I'm going to come back and take a picture of that. So, it's not unusual to see a crack at the corner. I'm going to show you another one before we're over with, I'm sure, invariably. And I don't use that. All home inspectors are supposed to, are required to render opinions about the foundation, but the corner pops, the shrinkage cracks are not part of that forming, where I would come up with that conclusion. Now, termites can use the corner to come in undetected into the house, into the structure. So shrinkage cracks are also conducive conditions, and not by design. They should be sealed up, and that board should be taken out, and then that corner should be patched. But if it does fall out and you don't have termites, you might lose a couple bricks, and nobody wants to do that, but it's not a foundation issue. It's a wall issue, an exterior issue. It's a termite issue. Where do termites live? Termites live on the ground. What do they eat? Dead wood. Oh, what's wood mulch? Dead wood on the ground next to your house. That's called a clue. That's called a clue. Now we're moving on along here, and over here we got not just wood mulch, but we got high soil conditions right there. Okay, we should have at least 4 inches, and Texas Real Estate Commission says 6 inches of exposed foundation perimeter. Otherwise, it's a high soil condition. That's a wood destroying insect conducive condition. Everybody agrees that it's a condition. That's what kind of condition your condition's in. So we've got that. Our rain gutters, some of them are above grade and some of them are below grade. We'll come over here, and what I'm noticing, what I'm seeing, is this gives me a clue when I get into the attic. I haven't been into the attic yet. You're going to see the attic video before you see this video. But when I get up there, okay, this is perforated. Okay, so we got perforated soffit vents. That's a good thing. All that is air. We want as much air into the attic as we can get to take the heat on out. But all that, I'm going to be looking for soffit vent baffles. So that gives me a clue on what to look for. Your gas meter is over here on the northwest corner, and this is the electrical bond, and a little paint wouldn't hurt a little bit. And this is this is how you shut off the gas to your house, and this is how you isolate the gas pot so that they can work on it. This is a tracer wire. This is just for the gas company. This means nothing to you, okay? And it doesn't mean that much to them, but they do use it, and when it's, when it works, it helps them a lot. So this is our gas meter right over here, and that's our bonding, and this is like the only gas valve that requires a wrench that is an acceptable application. All the rest of them we should be able to turn with our hands. Okay, keep on rolling, bud. We're rolling. All right. Okay, I was able to walk on the roof. You have seen that video already. Okay, in North Texas, with all this expansive clay soil that I was talking about, and I'm a talker, I guess. Sometimes I talk a little bit. I'm kind of quiet today, I guess. All right, but you're just not going to have a wall that's this long and not have some movement with expansive clay soil. Expansive clay soil, between when it's completely hydrated and dehydrated, it expands and contracts about 3 inches. And then architecture is regional. That's why we have expansive clay soil. So our timber, the wood, okay, this wall, this is a brick facade. This is not your wall, okay? It's the facade. The wall is inside is wood. That's why we're doing a wood destroying insect report. Behind the wood, we have a drainage plane. Okay, in front of the wood, behind the brick, we have a drainage plane. And then it comes out in weep holes. So because this is porous, water pours right through it. And then, but most of the time, it's just going to be vapor. If you have an incident or an event, I get it. You might see some water come out. I've seen some water come out. I hope you don't see water come out. All right, so since architecture is regional and we're on expansive clay soil, and our wood is yellow pine and fir out of East Texas, Northeast Texas, South Arkansas, North Louisiana, That's where our wood comes from, and it also expands and contracts about 3 inches. So you take a nice dry August, hot dry August, and then you get a nice cold wet January or February. Pick your month. Okay, then that rooftop will be 6 inches taller than it will be, okay, in the wet cold than in the dry hot. When the ground shrinks and the wood shrinks, it all comes down. The weather changes, air conditioner kind of like vacuum seals it. That's why the water comes out. Air conditioners dehumidify. And then in the wintertime, when the heater kicks on, it doesn't happen all at once. It doesn't jump 6 inches. You'll never see it, just like you won't see the brick grow, just like you won't see your foundation shrink. But it's like every house around here will just gradually go up and down about 6 inches. And so we have some movement. And in North Texas, since we're going to have movement like that and there's no getting around it, we're going to have control joints. Some people call them expansion joints. Call it what you will. And then this sealant needs to be checked, okay, every few years. And because sealant dries, shrinks, and pulls away. And yes, we do have weep holes, but that's enough. This house was designed to leak. This house was designed to weather a storm. This house was designed to weather stuff. And then it's just the way it was designed. It was not designed for the lawn sprinkler to hit it every day. And it wasn't